Yo, what's going on, everybody? So, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm just gonna speak some wisdom right quick. So when I was in New York, right, I had a conversation with one of my childhood friends since third grade, and like he saw how big I got, and like the whole weight thing has been an issue for me. Um, and he really like spoke some life into me. So now I'm about to share it with y'all. Basically, what he was telling me is that I have to be consistent and I have to have discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta watch what I eat. I gotta watch how much I eat, and I have to be disciplined when I start to make the changes. Because when you start to make changes, your body starts to adjust and it's not used to it. But then you have to stay consistent. You have to discipline yourself that this is what you're gonna do and stay the course. And then your body is going to follow suit. Now, the reason why I say all of this is because this applies to everyday life as well. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: look, I know a lot of people's going through stuff. Everybody's going through stuff. I'm going through stuff right now. But like, if you have a goal, if there's something that you want, go after it, and you have to be consistent because it's all in here, bro. It's all in here. Like, check it out. I know people's dealing with depression and all sorts of stuff. Like, and from someone who's been through it, I got out of it, but it was not easy. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to say is like, you got to get to a place where like, yo, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. Life ain't going the way that I want to, but I'm gonna make some changes. And nothing's wrong with change. Nothing wrong with starting over. Sometimes we don't want change because we're so used to what we're dealing with right now. All right. Um, you gotta really get to a place where like you gotta stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Looking at your situation, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard. I get it. It's hard. It's not it, it it doesn't bring happiness. Okay. So like stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop walking around like woe is me, like the world is on your shoulders. You feel me? Like stop with that. Because the thing that I learned, again, as someone who's been through depression, it brings a negative vibe. And that negative vibe will impact others. People used to run away from me. People used to look at me like, what's wrong with you, man? Like this is not how you used to be. You used to be talking about God all the time, and now look at you. Yeah, I was angry. I was mad, negative because when you start to have negativity, like that's the aura you bring, like the vibe you bring, you start to push people away, and people don't want to be around you because of how negative you are. You're spewing out venom out of your mouth, basically. And as I always say, life and death is in the power of your tongue. What you speak will come into light. If you speak death over yourself, death will come. I say this all the time. When you speak life, life will come. When you speak death, death will come. It really depends on what you say, whatever comes out of your mouth. And I'm telling you, bro, this ain't no game. This ain't no game. Stop playing around with your life. You feel me? Like you have to start. You have to like pull yourself out of the gutter because not there's not always gonna be that person there for you. See me, I don't have a male role model, and I'm learning how to be a man on my own. And it's not gonna work for everybody, but like you gotta get to that place where you're like enough is enough and start making some changes in your life. You see me, I had my ex-wife when I was in my dark place, when I was really depressed. My ex was there for me. You feel me? Like when we were just dating, she was listening to me, she was hearing out what I was going through, and she was positive and she was leading me. She was my backbone. Because one minute I was up, next minute I was down. She could have left, but she stood there for me. And she tried to her very best to make sure that I was good. You know what I'm saying? And she was the reason why I even was able to smile. She told me to smile with my eyes. And yo, I'm not trying to get into that whole story. But the point of what I'm trying to say is like Positivity, that is a part of growth. And you have to start making changes in your diet. That's what I'm starting to do. um, I'm getting tired of all the fast food and stuff, and I'm starting to eat healthy. Actually, I'm starting to change my ways and eat healthy. No more of that fast food junk. Cutting out juice and soda, drinking more water. I gotta exercise. The same thing goes with everyday life. Your environment, whatever it is that you're doing that brings that it produces negativity, you got to cut it out, and you have to start embracing positive things. And it's not going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be easy, but check it out. You have to discipline yourself and stay consistent on that goal. That whatever it is that you set out to do, be on top of that, and everything will happen the way it's supposed to. Don't be afraid to start over. Starting over doesn't have to be specifically with a relationship with somebody else. Starting over starts with you. So when you start to realize within yourself, I'm okay. I made some mistakes. And that's the thing. You have to acknowledge where you went wrong. You have to acknowledge your faults and stop looking for someone to blame. That's what we do a lot of times. We point the fingers. But you see, even they say this isn't a finger, but the thumb is always pointing back at you. So always look at yourself, acknowledge where you went wrong, and then try to make the adjustments and work on yourself. Because every day you grow older, every day you learn something new. You dig? So, like, this is how you're supposed to treat life. This is exactly how you're supposed to treat everyday life. Always look to improve. Stop pointing fingers. You feel me? Point fingers at yourself. Take accountability for yourself. Make the necessary adjustments. All right. And start to do positive things. Bro, like when I was in my dark place, what I started doing, I started going outside. When I was in New York, I started going outside, going for walks. I started staring at the birds and the trees. I started looking at videos of animals and just enjoying nature, enjoying life. And I started appreciating life a bit more. And then listening to music. The music has a heavy influence on your mood. And sometimes when you listen to negative music, it can bring that depression too. So you gotta be very careful of what you listen to. All this music that's popping nowadays, it has you in a trance, and you can't even perceive what's actually being said, because the music sounds good, but then when you listen to the lyrics, it's not good for your spirit. I'm telling you, bro. You gotta open your eyes. You gotta open your eyes. You know what I'm saying? um yeah, because this depression is killing this generation, and it makes it so comfortable where you can stay in your bubble, stay in your sadness. But then when somebody try to pop that bubble, when somebody try to bring you out of that darkness, people don't want to come because they're so used to it. And then they find coping mechanisms to deal with what they're going through. But they don't like change. They don't want change. They want to be the way that they are. I was one of those people. But as soon as change came, I got to the point where I was done. I was tired of being depressed. I wanted to be happy again, and I went after it. When you find that window of opportunity, jump through it before it's too late. That's all I got to say. Snacks out. Yes, sir.